Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hope I'm audible. Now I'm back in Bangalore. If you can hear me clearly, which I think you will be, can you please confirm it by raising your hand? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry I gave a very late notice for this session, but I see that the sincere amongst the Gita course students have already joined this session. So the agenda for today is that we will do one Vaishnav Bhajan. Then we will hear a Prabhupada lecture and share some points. And then we will take some question and answers. So, Vaishnav Bhajan. So, I'm going to share my screen. You know, as Ramakrishna was telling, you have trained us to always be ready. Thank you for giving me that appreciation, but I'm just not able to manage my time properly. That's how I see it. I would like to make someone as the co-host who would like to remain throughout the session and who would not be messing up with the controls of the Zoom session if we make you the co-host. And you should be a little bit techno savvy also. Every time we make our student Naina Mataji as co-host, but who would like to take this opportunity? Okay, Abhishek Mishra this time. Make co-host. Last time I made one of the students as the co-host. They started messing up with the controls. They started turning off my video. They started turning off so many things. So I was very afraid. Okay, so I will share my screen. This is a bhajan written by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. It's called as Amar Jivan Sada Paperat. So when the acharyas, when they write these songs, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's spiritual master is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj's spiritual master is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So he's the acharya. And he is a acharya beyond the description. If I start describing what are the contributions of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, maybe 4 or 5 sessions will pass. Still, I will not be able to describe properly. But to describe in brief, there was a point of time when after the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, and the second generation preachers like Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamanand Pandit, and the third generation preachers like Rasikananda and others, when they all disappeared, then a point of time came in the history where the teachings of Lord Chaitanya were almost forgotten to a huge degree. And Gaudiya Vaishnavism, or the Vaishnavism in general, especially Vaishnavism which is descending from the line of Lord Chaitanya, due to the lack of proper teachings and due to the lack of proper understanding, many upper sampradayas emerged. Upper means bogus sampradayas emerged from, they said themselves to be a branch of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. But they basically spoiled the whole culture. They were leading such an abominable life and such a degraded life publicly that people started thinking that Vaishnavism means a degraded condition of life. The situation was so bad that if someone had to give a slang or someone had to give someone had to abuse someone, they would call him a Gaudiya Vaishnava. That was the degree to which Gaudiya Vaishnavism had deteriorated. So at that particular time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose maiden name was Kedarnath Bhattacharya, he was the magistrate of his times. He was a magistrate. Later on, he went on to become the magistrate of Jagannath Puri also. But even apart from that, he was a magistrate in various other places. He started again compiling the works of the various acharyas, and he also wrote various bhajans and various compositions. He struggled to find one single copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It took him years to find one single copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he restored the whole text, wrote commentaries, started a magazine called as Vaishnav Toshani, which the educated class of the country was started to read, and they understood that yes, Vaishnavism is not bad. It is the summum bonum of all philosophies and the summum bonum of all God consciousness. It is the purest form of God consciousness. And what else? He also found out the birthplace of Lord. He was very much instrumental in finding the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. It was he who made predictions that in the near future, the Europeans, the Americans, and the Indians will all stand together in the holy land of Mayapur with their hands raised, and they would all chant Jai Shachinandana Gaura Hari. And apart from this, he made many other predictions. He made predictions about Srila Prabhupada. So basically, he revived Gaudiya Vaishnavism through his writings. He was the Acharya whose pen had fire. So today we will understand the depth of his writing. He was an Acharya, and when he would write, when he would take up his pen, he would write on behalf of the common people. And in his mood of humility, he would talk to Krishna on behalf of the common people. And he would express his innermost devotional desires. Today we will sing one of the bhajans. Apart from this, he has written many other compositions. Navdeep Dham Mahatmya, he has written Harinam Chintamani, he has written Jaiv Dharma, he has written. He is a author par excellence. Sometimes I don't find any person in the whole remembered history of humanity to whom I can compare Bhaktivinoda Thakur with. He is unparalleled Acharya. So today we will sing one of the bhajans in which he talks on our behalf to Krishna. It's called Amar Jivan. Amar Jivan Sada Paperata Nahi ko punyera lesha. Amar Jivan Sada Paperata Nahi ko punyera lesha. Pare re udvega diyachi je ko to. Pare re udvega diyachi je ko to. Diyachi jive raklesha. Diyachi jive raklesha. Nij sukh lagi pape nahi dori. Doyahina swartha paro. Nij sukh lagi pape nahi dori. Doyahina swartha paro. Par sukhe dukhi sada mithya bhashi. Par sukhe dukhi sada mithya bhashi. Para dukhe sukha karo. Para दुख सुख करो, अशेष कामना हृदय माझे मोर, क्रोधी दंभ परायण, अशेष कामना हृदय माझे मोर, क्रोधी दंभ परायण, मदमत्त सदा विषय मोहिता, मदमत्त सदा विषय मोहिता, हिंसा गर्व विभूषण, हिंसा गर्व विभूषण, निद्रालस्य हत सुकार्य विरत, अकार्य उद्योगी आमि, निद्रालस्य हत सुकार्य विरत, अकार्य उद्योगी आमि, प्रतिष्ठा लागिया साठ्याचरण, प्रतिष्ठा लागिया साठ्याचरण, लोभ हट सदा कामी, लोभ हट सदा कामी, हे नो दुर्जन सजन वर्जित, अपराधी निरंतर, हे नो दुर्जन सज्जन वर्जित, अपराधी निरंतर, शुभ कार्य शून्य सदानर्थ मनः, शुभ कार्य शून्य सदानर्थ मनः, नाना दुखे जरा जरा, नाना दुखे जरा जरा, वार्धक्य एक होना उपाय विहीन, ताटे दीन अकिंचन, वार्धक्य एक होना उपाय विहीन, ताटे दीन अकिंचन, भक्ति भक्ति विनोद प्रभुर चरणे, भक्ति विनोद प्रभुर चरणे, कोरे दुख निवेदना, कोरे दुख निवेदना, आमार जीवन सदा पापे रहता, नाही तो पुण्य लेशा, आमार जीवन सदा पापे रहता, नाही तो पुण्य लेशा, परे उद्वेग दियाछि जे को तो, परे उद्वेग दियाछि जे को तो, दियाछि जीवेर क्लेशा, दियाछि जीवेर क्लेशा, आमार जीवन सदा पापे रहता, नाही को पुण्य लेशा, आमार जीवन सदा पापे रहता, नहीं को पुण्य लेशा. So let's meditate on the meaning. I'm pretty sure we all will feel that this is, at least I feel that this is the story of my life. I am an impious sinner and have caused others great anxiety and trouble. It says, Amara Jivana Sada Paperata, Nahi ko Punyera Lesha. I have always been engaged in sinful activities and there is not even a trace of pious activities. Parere Dudvega Diyachi Ke Jota, Diyachi Jivera Klesha. and have only caused great anxiety and trouble to others. I have never hesitated to perform sinful act for my own enjoyment, devoid of all compassion, concerned with my own selfish interests. I am remorseful seeing others happy. I am a perpetual liar, and the misery of others is the source of great pleasure for me. Nija sukha lagi pape nahi duri. Just for my enjoyment, I have never hesitated to do sinful activities. Doya heenar swartha paro. Never cared for others' interests. Para dukhe sukhi sada mithya bhashi. A Vaishnav is para dukha dukhi, but I am para sukha dukhi. When I see others sad, I become happy. And I'm an eternal liar. And the misery of others is a great source of pleasure for me. The material desires within the core of my heart are unlimited. I am wrathful, devoted to false pride and arrogance, intoxicated by vanity, and bewildered by worldly affairs. Envy and egotism are the ornaments that I wear. Krishna consciousness means anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam manakulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. One should have no desires other than to serve Krishna and the devotees of Krishna. But in my heart, there are unlimited material desires. And I'm very much wrathful. And I'm not devoted to you, Krishna. I'm devoted to pride. Although there is no quality in me. I have no quality, but still I am proud. And because of that, I am full of arrogance. And because I have no quality, still I am proud and full of arrogance. So therefore, I am intoxicated by vanity. And I am bewildered by the worldly affairs. And have no care for the description of the spiritual affairs of the spiritual world. Vaishnava qualities are the ornaments of Vaishnavas. But I, being a demon, envy and egotism are my ornaments. Furthermore, ruined by laziness and sleep, I resist all pious deeds. Yet I am active and enthusiastic to perform wicked acts. For worldly fame and reputation, I engage in the practice of deceitfulness. Thus I am destroyed by my own greed and I am always lustful. Because I am in the mode of ignorance, because I do not truly understand the position of Krishna, because I do not truly understand the inconceivable mercy that Gaur Nitaya are offering to me, because I do not feel grateful towards my spiritual masters and teachers and guides. So I am always lazy and sleeping. I'm so wicked. I'm so wicked. I'm such a fallen conditioned soul that I resist all pious activities. But when it comes to performing wicked activities, I'm all of a sudden very enthusiastic. My life simply revolves around me, and for worldly fame and reputation, I can be deceitful to any extent. However, now I'm beginning to realize that slowly my own greed is destroying me. But still, even though as I'm being destroyed, I somehow continue to be very lusty. A wild, wicked man as this. Yes, please. No, one second. I'm going. A vile, wicked man such as this, rejected by godly people, is a constant offender. Because I'm so wicked, because I'm having no Vaishnava qualities. So the holy men seeing my wicked nature, will also reject me one day. Because I deserve to be rejected. I'm like that scorpion whom a sage is trying to save, but I'm only trying to bite that sage. So basically, I'm a constant offender. I'm such a person devoid of all good works, forever inclined towards evil, worn out and wasted by various miseries, by the results of my own evil activities. I'm being completely wasted, worn out. But my wretched mind has not still, I've served my senses and I've served my mind lifetime after lifetime. But my mind and my senses have been very cruel masters. They have never got satisfied. Instead, even after serving them from lifetime after lifetime, all they have done is to completely and constantly harass me always. And because of that, I'm always inclined towards evil, worn out by various miseries. Now, in old age, deprived of all means of success, humbled and poor, my body does not support me. My body has grown old, but my mind has not grown old. Now, I'm seeing that all my attempts to be happy in this material world has been, despite all my wicked consciousness, it has been spoiled. And because I have no Krishna consciousness, so I'm very poor. But at this moment, I'm submitting my tale of grief at your lotus feet, O Supreme Lord. This is the bhajan. So the acharyas like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they know how to write and show a mirror to the conditioned living entity. If somebody will write that you are like this, nobody will agree. But the acharyas write that they are like that. But when a sincere soul reads these bhajans, they will realize that we are like that. So I will recommend everybody to read all the poems and songs written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You can go to kksongs.org and click on Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So here comes the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's page. And you see, there are so many song books. And then there are some songs which are not in any one of the books. The song which I was reading was from Gita Mala. So this is my suggestion to everybody. Starting with Gita Mala, we can really read all the songs. You see, there's so many songs which he has written. Unlimited. Okay, so with this, we would like to move towards any comments. Do you feel that this bhajan was nice? Any comments or comments? Deepmala Gulani Mataji is telling that Bhakshila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is absolutely right and he is very good. Do you feel inspired by the kind of bhajans which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes? Because the intensity of these bhajans is amazing. You may read the Bhagavad Gita 500 times, but when you sing these Vaishnava bhajans, your consciousness becomes so much churned. It is my desire, which I am not being able to implement, that before sleeping, I really want to sing these Vaishnava bhajans. But somehow or the other, every day it becomes little late. So therefore, I'm able to not do this activity. But I want to do this. Maybe I'll start with this bhajan. Okay, now let's hear a lecture of Srila Prabhupada. And then we'll take some question and answers. So So I will quickly open Prabhupada 1. Just opening the lecture, give me a minute. So we'll try to hear a little short lecture of Srila Prabhupada. This is from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Leela 1.4. And then we will spend a little more time sharing our realizations about and around this lecture. Are you able to see my screen? If you're able to see my screen, then can you please type yes in the chat box, please? Okay, thank you. So I will play the lecture now. For the next 15 minutes, we are going to hear.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Anarpita. Hari Purata Punta. Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vakshachi Nandanaha. Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vakshachi Nandanaha. Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatir Kalo. Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatir Kalo. Samarpayatum Nato Jvalarasam Swabhakti Shriyam. Samarpayatum Nato Jvalarasam Swabhakti Shriyam. Hari Purata Sundara Luti Kadamba Sandipita. Hari Purata Sundara Luti Kadamba Sandipita. Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vakshachi Nandana. Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vakshachi Nandana. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant spiritual knowledge of the mellow taste of his service.
Anarpita charing chirat karunayavati nakalo samatpayatam unnata ujjalarasang sabhakti sriyam hari purata sundaradduti kadamma sandipitaha sada hridaya kandare suratu ba sachinandana. This is the blessings of Srila Rupa Goswami upon everyone. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sanga Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. We should pray to Rupa Goswami for his blessings so that we can understand what is the actual position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation to bestow upon us Krishna Prema. Srila Rupa Goswami understood it. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understood it, and we should take their viewpoint of view, what they have studied about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srila Rupa Goswami says, in the beginning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was appreciated by Srila Rupa Goswami as Mahavadana Avatar. There are many incarnations of Krishna. Keshavadhrita Meena Sarira Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadhrita Nrisingha Rupa Jaya Jagadisha. Many incarnations, but this incarnation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Anarpita Charing Chira. The mercy of this incarnation is unlimited. It was never given before. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. He distributed the most confidential part of love of Godhead. Although we are living in this fallen age, Kali Yuga, but he is giving the topmost platform of loving Krishna. Anarpita Charing Chira. Therefore he is supposed to be the most munificent incarnation. Namo Mahavadhanaya. Krishna Prema Pradayat. He is giving directly Krishna Prema. It is very difficult to understand Krishna and what to speak of his loving affairs. It is very difficult. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid jadati siddhaya jadatam api siddhyanam kaschid vetti mam tattva. Krishna personally says that it is very difficult to understand him. Actually it is so. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is so unlimited that he is helping not only to understand Krishna, but also he is giving directly love of Krishna. And this supermost platform of love, as it was experienced by the gopis. The gopis dealing with Krishna is considered to be the topmost. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he recommended Ramma Kachi Dupasana Brajavadhu Varga Bhija Kalpita. Brajavadhu, the gopis, the dancers of Vrindavan, they worship Krishna in the topmost loving affairs. They did not know anything but Krishna. For Krishna they could sacrifice anything. Their honor, their prestige, everything. Their husband, their sons, family, that is the gopis' standard. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is accepted by Srila Rupa Goswami in many verses, one of the verses. is here, anarpita charing chira, karunayavati nakalo. So we should take shelter of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the blessing of Rupa Goswami. He says, Hari Purata Sundara Duti Kadamma Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratuva Sachinandana. He is giving his blessing that this form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, may always remain within you, on the core of your heart. If we simply keep Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within our heart, then it will be very easy to understand what is Krishna. Because if you understand Krishna, then your life is successful. Janma karma cha dibbam me jujanati tattva. That is only. Our Krishna consciousness movement means just try to understand Krishna. Then your life is successful. Krishna says, anyone who understands me, why I come here, what is my activity, takta dehang punarjana, he becomes liberated. After giving up this body, he does not accept any material body. In his own spiritual body, he goes back to home, back to God. This is our Krishna consciousness. So, if you don't go through Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it will be very difficult to understand Krishna. That is practical. Just like you young boys and girls from Western countries, you have taken up Krishna so seriously. Why? Because we are trying to understand Krishna through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we should follow this principle. There will be no difficulty to understand Krishna. And as soon as you understand Krishna, your life is successful. Of course, we cannot understand Krishna fully. As far as possible, at least if we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, this much is sufficient. This much is sufficient. Krishna su Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanyat kinchijasti dhananjaya. Aham sarvasya prabhava. Aham adirihi devanam. These things are there, already stated. But the so-called scholars and politicians, they misinterpret in a different way and mislead the people. That is going on. Therefore, in spite of Bhagavad Gita being read all over the world for the last 200 years, not a single person became a devotee of Krishna. This is the defect. So, let us try to understand Krishna through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as we have repeatedly said, that through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu you understand Krishna and spread this cult all over the world. People are suffering for want of knowledge of Krishna. So this movement especially meant to establish the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that you become, every one of you become a guru. How to become guru? Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Simply, that qualification is sufficient. Don't adulterate the Krishna Upadesh. Is simply present what Krishna says as it is. Then every one of you will become a guru. Don't adulterate. I think, in my opinion, these nonsense things should be given up. We should always be aware that we are insignificant creature. Our opinion and thinking has no value. This should be the first principle. Why should you give opinion on the words of Krishna? Are you more authoritative person than Krishna? This is foolishness. To try to become more than Krishna. There are so many rascals. They present that now we have advanced, we know more than Krishna. So be saved from these rascals. Then you will understand Krishna, and through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will understand what is the position of Krishna, what is your relationship with Krishna, what is the ultimate goal of life. These things will be clearly exhibited. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is written for this purpose, so that a person who is serious about Krishna consciousness may understand Krishna through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is one. You cannot jump over Krishna consciousness without going through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And to go through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means to go through the 6 Goswamis. This is parampara system. Therefore Narottam Das Thakur says, Ei chhay Gosai jar tarmi das, tasavar padorenu mora panchagras. This is parampara system. You cannot jump over. You must go through the parampara system. You have to approach through your spiritual master to the Goswamis, and through the Goswamis you will have to approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu you have to approach Krishna. This is the way. Therefore Narottam Das Thakur says, Ei chhay Gosai jar taramui das. We are servant of servant. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Gopi bhattu padakamalayo daso daso dasanu daso. The more you become servant of the servant, the more you are perfect. And if you all of a sudden want to become master, then you go to hell. Don't do that. This is the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you go through the servant, then you are advanced. And if you think that you have now become master, then you are going to hell. This is the process. Daso dasanu das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. So servant, 100 times servant now, that means he is advanced. He is advanced. And one who is becoming directly master, then he is in the hell. Sanatpita charing chira. So we should always remember the instruction of Srila Rupa Goswami. Therefore, we pray, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale. Our mission is to establish the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is our business. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Sapitanga Jena Bhut. Srila Rupa Goswami did it. He has given up so many books, especially Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which we have translated into English as Nectar of Devotion, to understand the science of devotional service. This is the greatest contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami, how to become a devotee. How to become a devotee. It is not sentiment, it is science. This Krishna consciousness movement is a great science. Jad vijnana samannitam. Jnanam me paramam guhyam. Jad vijnana samannitam. It is not sentiment. If you take it as sentiment, then you will create disturbance. That is the instruction of Sri Rupa Goswami. He says, Shruti Sthiti Puranadi Pancharatri ki vidhi bina Vaikanti ki Harer Bhakti Utpatayava Kalpati.
So devotees can kindly share some points which they have noted down from this lecture. You can either type it in the chat box, or you can also raise your hand. We will unmute you and you can speak up, whatever is your choice. Please share one point on this lecture. By the way, the last verse which was told, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatrim Vidhim Vina Ekantiki Harer Bhaktir Upatyaiva Kalpate. What does it mean? Shruti Smriti Puranadi basically means devotional service which ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, and Narad Pantaratra, Pancharatri Vidhim Vina, Ekantaki Harir Bhakti. Such devotional service, which is performed in solitude generally, without the association of devotees, which is ignoring the authorized Vedic literatures and Upanishads and Puranas, is simply an unnecessary disturbance to the society. Upatayeva kalpate, simply unnecessary disturbance to the society. So Srila Prabhupada ended with this point. Okay, I see some points are coming in. Srinivas Ramakrishna Prabhu was telling, sorry, before that, Dakshayani Mataji has told, so the best way to serve Krishna is to serve the servant of Krishna. Yes, that's a valid point. Krishna also tells to Arjuna that those who are my devotees, they are not actually my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my devotees, they are actually my devotees. So the best way is to become a servant of the Krishna. Srinivas Ramakrishna Prabhu is telling to everybody that a crucial point he mentioned related to Parampara system following. I think what Prabhuji is trying to say is that one has to follow the acharyas in the Parampara system. That will lead to proper following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Properly following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya will lead to proper understanding or proper approach to the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Jayaprakash Pandey Prabhu is telling that Krishna consciousness is a science, not a sentiment. And the science of devotional service is very nicely expressed in the book Nectar of Devotion. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is also highlighting the point being a servant of the servant of the servant, only then we can consider that we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. If somebody just tries to be the master, that means he's going to hell. Prabhupada uses the word hell. Let's not go to hell. Deepmala Golani Mataji is telling, person who's serious about Krishna consciousness should go through the Guru Shishya Parampara and not think himself as the master. One should become the servant of the servant of the servant. I think all of you have caught this point very nicely. Okay, Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is also highlighting that the moment we think we are master, we are going to hell. Anakaya Mataji is saying there are so many incarnations of Krishna, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is the most merciful. Thank you, Mataji, for shifting the focus towards Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not only helping us to understand Krishna, but is giving directly the love of Krishna. If we don't go through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will not be able to, it will be very difficult to understand Krishna. Actually, it is not possible. Gopis sacrificed everything to get Krishna Prem. Anyone who understands Krishna, his life is successful, and that person is eligible to get Krishna Prem. Okay, but only few devotees have participated. What about the others? There are so many other devotees. Krishnamurti Prabhu and Vinita Mataji, they have raised their hand. So I will ask them to unmute themselves.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I think most of the points what I wanted to say has been covered, but just wanted to sum it up to say that we should not try to give our own opinion about Lord Krishna. We should follow parampara system, which is really essential to understand what Krishna is. And for this, we also need to be humble. That's what servant of servant of servant means. We need to be humble in trying to understand Lord Krishna.
Thank you. That was a very nice point. Humility is the key, and we have to simply not present our opinion. So in this regard, what is Srila Prabhupada saying? He's telling that we have to all become gurus. And then he's telling how to become guru. I think he mentions in the lecture, Jare Dekha Tahe Kaha Krishna Upadesh. So cult of Sri Prabhupada is saying the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that you become every one of you. So Srila Prabhupada is sitting in a lecture and he's telling every one of you. So now when he's talking to all of you, he's telling every one of you, become a guru. How to become a guru? Jare Dekha Tare Kaha Krishna. Simply this is the qualification. Don't adulterate Krishna Upadesh. That's what Mataji said, that do not present your opinion. You simply present what Krishna says as it is. So if we can become nice devotees of the Bhagavad Gita, and if we can simply present what the Bhagavad Gita or Lord Krishna says, Lord Chaitanya says, then we will become guru. And the idea that I think, according to me, in my opinion, all this nonsense should be given up. Srila Prabhupada says that. Why? Because we are insignificant creatures and our opinion and our thinking has no value. This is called humility. Thank you, Mataji. Any other point from anybody? Okay, two more points have come. Srinivas Ramakrishna Prabhu is telling that he is infinitely merciful. Yes, that's correct. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is telling just if we understand that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, then that is enough. We can go back home, back to Godhead. Yes, that is enough. But to understand the true position of Krishna, one has to become a sincere devotee of Lord Chaitanya. Then only the true position of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead will be firmly established in our heart. Otherwise, theoretically, we may know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in our activities, what is my life? My life is a history of sense gratification. If Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Lok Maheshwar. He is the only enjoyer of all the sacrifices, and he is the master of all the demigods, and he is the owner of all planets. So if I have truly understood that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then I should immediately stop my sense gratification. I should surrender to him and I should use my senses in the service of Krishna. This practice, this undeviated, unadulterated, chaste practice in our life will actually mean that we have understood that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, you may understand theoretically, that is also good because that is also very rare. But if we truly understand it, then Krishna will really be happy to welcome us back home, back to God. Any other point? Anybody, please raise your hands. Please type it in the chat box. There are so many more points in this lecture to mention. Anybody? Okay, everybody has told that we should not jump over the parampara system. First, we should read the books of Prabhupada. Then, after finishing the books of Prabhupada, the lectures of Prabhupada, we should go to the previous acharyas. Then we should read Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Then we should try to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we should go to Radha and Krishna. So I think we have got that point. And the point of being the Dasa, Dasanudas. So, Srila Prabhupada says that our mission is to establish the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants everybody to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He wants everybody to lead a Krishna conscious life. He wants everybody to preach. So that is our mission. And everything is very nicely explained in the Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami. I'm just seeing if there is any other point which is left. By the way, if anybody has any other point, there are many devotees here. Come on, please share at least one point. Somebody is raising their hand. Deepmala Gulani Mataji, you can speak up.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, one more point is there. Politicians and scholars misinterpreted Bhagavad Gita. So after reading Gita since 200 years, no one became the devotee of Krishna.
Yes.
So we should not misinterpret other shastras.
Yes.
Actually, I have throat infection, so I'm not able to speak properly.
Please get well, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
The devotees that very recently, Dakshini Mataji was informing me that they had a trip to Mysore and her husband somehow contacted with the virus. Now he is a little bit suffering from the infection. And on Sunday, Naresh Kumar Pandit Prabhuji also informed that in his family, almost everybody is suffering. And now we are...
Even in my family, all are like suffering from virus, viral infection.
Did you get tested?
Yes, Prabhuji, everything is okay, but it's viral infection, so it will take like 5 or 3 more days.
So let's all pray for all these 3 families. Let's all pray, not just for these 3 families, of course, but also for the entire planet. Let's all offer the pure chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our sincere prayer for the well-being of everybody, physical and spiritual well-being of everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai Prakash Pandey Prabhu is telling that Krishna says, Gita Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Bhaja. Yes. He tells that abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. And what is the process of that surrender? If I ask someone, what will you say? How to surrender to Krishna? Okay, he's asking me to surrender, but how to actually surrender? So one verse before in Gita, he has told, I think this verse is 18.65, Sarv Dharman Parityajya, and 18.64 says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Krishna says, always think of me, become my devotee, offer your respectful obeisances to me, worship me. When I am doing these four things sincerely, then that is called surrender. Krishna wants it, Krishna demands it. Correct. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu has also pointed out the same point. Okay. Okay, thank you. All of you have very nicely shared very, very nice points. One point which I wanted to share was regarding the Vrajavadhu Gopis, the damsels of Vrindavan, worship Krishna in the topmost loving affairs. They did not know anything but Krishna. They could sacrifice anything. So when Srila Prabhupada starts listing down what they sacrificed, he told husband, sons, family later. First, he told honor and prestige. So this honor and prestige, due to the false ego, is sometimes more dear to us than family also. One may give up externally the relationships with the world, but somehow they are not able to give up their false ego. They are not able to give up their honor and their prestige also. So the gopis, their position is so exalted. They are the standard of Krishna consciousness because they were ready to give up their honor, their prestige, followed by their husbands, sons, and family. So this is something which I was appreciating, that they are just wanting to please Krishna and they are ready to pay the price. So we have to ask ourselves, are we ready to pay the price for Krishna? Okay, so with this, I would like to conclude today's discussion. It was a very, very wonderful discussion. Yes, Prakash Pandey is telling that he wants direct surrender. Correct. And Prabhuji wants to do a Japmala session today. We will do that. But before that, before we chant, which will take around 5-6 minutes, I would like to see if there are any questions. If there are any questions. Okay, Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is very consistent in asking questions. People like Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Ashwathama were all Brahmins and yet people and participated in Kurukshetra war. In the previous yugas or even today, the Brahmins are not supposed to fight until their existence is threatened. Nor they should compete in any physical strenuous activities. They can teach the art of warfare and fighting, but that should be limited to teaching only. And how come these personalities participated in the war? By doing so, did they not disobey the scriptural injunctions? They are teachers. And teachers can be perfect teachers only when they show how to fight also. One can't be teaching just in the Gurukul and not be competent to fight in the battle. So this is one aspect. Another aspect is Kripacharya was the head priest of Kurus. Dronacharya was the Acharya of the Kurus. And Ashwathama was his son. Now, the king can demand. The problem was Kripacharya, Ashwathama, they were all courtesans, they were all courtiers of Dhritarashtra. And they were being maintained by Dhritarashtra. That means they were getting salary from Dhritarashtra to some degree. So that is another obligation on them. Brahmanas when in cases of emergency, they can take up the roles of Kshatriyas. So Kurukshetra war was an emergency. The existence of Duryodhan and the clan of Kurus was in threat. The Brahmanas had to take control. So therefore, they had to fight. And lastly, and one of the most important reasons why they fought was all these people, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Ashwatthama, they silently observed the disrobing of Draupadi. So because of that, they were obliged to fight on behalf of the Kauravas. And Duryodhan was confident that they will not say no and they will not take the side of Pandavas because they were silent when Draupadi was being destroyed. So these are some of the understandings which I have. Hope this answers your question. Jayaprakash Pandey Prabhu is telling Prabhuji, in my opinion, religion is based on your karma. I was in the army, in spite of being a Brahmin, have fought 2 wars with Pakistan. It was protection. It was for protection of our country. Deepmala Golani Mataji is telling Prabhuji, what is the actual Stri Dharma to serve Krishna? To serve Krishna, or husband, gopis gave up everything and all relations for Krishna, but is it right to ignore the husband? Mataji, depends on what kind of surrender you have towards Krishna. See, one thing we have to understand is that Krishna is the ultimate husband. Some soul may get a woman body and they may keep getting woman body or in various lifetimes, and each lifetime they may be having different sons, different brothers, different husbands. But Krishna is the only husband. That's why Prabhupada says that irrespective of a man or woman, everybody is Prakriti. Only Krishna is the Purusha. So the original husband of everybody is Krishna. Irrespective of who is my husband or my wife is also meant to be enjoyed by Krishna, and my husband and both myself are meant to serve Krishna. That is the proper consciousness. Principally speaking, in terms of principle, one cannot stop serving Krishna to serve the husband. This is the principle which the gopis are showing, the wives of the Mathura Brahmins are showing. The Mathura Brahmins didn't want to give any offering or any prasad to the gopas. But the wives of Mathura Brahmins, they left the sacrifice in between and went to feed Krishna and Balram. So there are many examples like that. The wives of Kalia were all devotees. But Kalia was not a devotee. So they were with their husband, but they were more chaste and faithful towards Krishna. And they were so much fed up with their husband that at one point of time, so basically they were saved. Kalia was saved because of the wives of Kalia, because wives of Kalia were devotees. So principally speaking, Krishna has to be served at all costs. However, from person to person, how to materially handle the situation, it varies. A woman cannot be also independent. When a woman is small, then she has to be under the love and care of the father. When she is adult, then she has to be under the protection of the husband. And when she is old, she has to be under the protection and love and affection and care of the children. There is no way, at least in the Vedic scriptures, where it is recommended that woman can be very, very independent. But a woman should always be conscious that Krishna is my original husband. If somebody has the devotion of the level of the gopis, see, it is easy to ask such questions, but first we should also see how much devotion I have. I may not have so much devotion. So why to compare with what the gopis are doing? The gopis are at that level that they can really give up everything. So if we are at that platform and if we feel the need, of course we can do that. Scripturally speaking, principally speaking, it is not right. It is not wrong. However, from case to case basis, under guidance, one has to see how to handle the situation so that domestic life does not become troublesome. Stri dharma or Purush dharma, whatever dharma, the dharma is to serve Krishna. And the dharma is to serve the husband very nicely. Even if the husband is not very Krishna conscious, the woman of the family has to be Krishna conscious, has to be chaste towards the husband. There is no question of adultery, or there's no question of arrogance and other things. Man by nature, the construction of the mind of the man is a little dominating. So if the woman agrees to be a little submissive, then family life becomes very peaceful. This is my understanding, and this is what Prabhupada tells in the purports also. However, when this is not followed, then so many problems happen. So even if the husband is not Krishna conscious, the wife should serve the husband with love and affection. And slowly and steadily, the heart of the husband will also change. So that is, for more details, you can refer to the section of Kardam Muni and Devahuti, which talks about the Stri Dharma. But I will say that Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, above all dharmas, whether it is Stri Dharma, Cat Dharma, Dog Dharma, Putra Dharma, military Dharma, Jati Dharma, society Dharma, whatever Dharma, Desh Dharma, above all dharmas is the Dharma towards Krishna and service to Krishna. Hope this answers your question, Deepmala Balani Mataji. And to answer your second question, gopis gave up everything and all relationships for Krishna. Yes, that is the right thing. What gopis did was the right thing, because they were at that level of Krishna consciousness. You can also see the various sannyasis and the brahmacharis in ISKCON. They have given up everything else just to serve Krishna. So that is also right. There is a very nice verse. I'm just not forgetting the first line of that verse. Basically, that verse says that we all owe debts to 6 people: the demigods, the parents, the sages, the society, the people in general, and forefathers. Simply by surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna and dedicating one's life for Krishna, one is immediately freed from the debts of all these 6 personalities. However, those people who just spend their life simply trying to fulfill the debt of one of these people, like I'm serving the sages very nicely, or I'm just serving my parents very nicely, or I'm just serving my society very nicely, or I'm just trying to serve the something will miss out. Something will be always missed. This is just like giving income tax. If suppose the central government says that from today I will not collect income tax, you have to find out the various departments which are helping you and which are concerned with you. And you have to individually go to all these departments on time and submit all the taxes. And there will be, every person will have a list of some 300 departments to pay tax to, state and national. And definitely they will miss something or the other. But simply by paying the tax to the government, central government of India, they take care of everything. They distribute the tax to everybody. So simply by surrendering and dedicating our life to Krishna, that is the master stroke of our life. And we are no more liable, or we owe no more debt to anybody else. That is the understanding. I'm just trying to remember that verse. If somebody knows that verse, can please tell. Balaji Mohan Prabhu is telling, I heard a good analogy. Husband, when going out of trade, wife continues to serve his statue. One day she was serving and the real husband came back. So she continued to serve the statue and leave that and go and welcome. So should she continue to serve the statue? See, this is a very unrealistic question. Husband, when going, first of all, there is no wife like this in these days who will serve the statue of his husband, of her husband. One day she was serving, the real husband comes back. So should she continue to serve the statue or leave that and go and welcome the real? See, this is a very, very rhetorical question, I feel. Why is she serving the statue? So that she can remain attached to the husband. So that her mind does not wander. Oh, it is not a question. But you are asking a question. So should she continue to serve the statue or leave that and go and welcome the real husband? Your question is a little puzzle. When you say the statue, what do you mean? Is it the statue of the husband or is it the statue of Krishna? Balaji Mohan Prabhu has raised his hand. We'll ask him to unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, just an analogy which I heard, that when we say that should we serve Krishna or the husband, so it is like Krishna is the real husband and the bodily husband is like the statue. So when actually Krishna has come, so should we continue with the bodily husband or go and welcome Krishna that way?
To me, this analogy is not.
I mean, as you said that for a wife also the prime responsibility is to serve Krishna. So this is just an analogy where they said that Krishna is the real husband, and like if a husband goes out and the wife continues to serve the statue, and when the real husband is back, so should she still?
When you say real husband, do you mean, what do you mean?
She was halfway through.
When you say real husband, whom do you mean?
I mean, in an analogy, it's a real bodily husband. So she is still halfway through serving.
You are telling the bodily husband to be the real husband.
Knocks at the door. So should she? It says that when she is halfway through serving the statue, but the real husband also has come and knocking the door. So
when you say real husband, whom do you mean?
Body husband. Body husband is just.
But you just said that Krishna is the real husband.
That's what. So this is an analogy where they say, so the bodily husband is compared to Krishna and the statue is the body husband. So if when Krishna himself has come, so your prime responsibility is towards Krishna. So like when there is a statue and the real husband, she will actually leave the statue and go to the real husband. So likewise, when Krishna and the body husband are there, so she should prime responsibilities for Krishna.
Okay.
Am I not clear?
Yes, you are clear. Actually, it's a little confusing to me, but with your explanation, I've understood what you wanted to say. You please give me the reference of this analogy. Because analogy means there should be some similarities in comparison. In this the comparison is a little confusing. The real husband is being compared to Krishna, bodily husband is being compared to Krishna, and the real husband is being compared to a statue. So somehow, according to the logic, this analogy looks very weak to me. You cannot call it as an analogy.
The only point was that the husband is out. she is not aware that when he will be back. So one day she is serving the statue, and then there is a knock at the door when the real husband comes. So
You share the reference
question was,
because
will she?
you share the reference.
I heard it somewhere. I will try to find it.
Yeah, try to find out. Somehow this is not, I'm not convinced with this. Because she's serving the statue. When the husband is not there, she's serving a statue. Whom is she serving? In the absence of husband, how she can serve the statue who's compared to the husband?
I mean, just to be connected with him. So as a representative of the husband. But one
where
day
did the husband go?
He went out for some trade.
Then how is she serving the bodily husband in the form of a statue?
To be connected with him.
Correct. And then later on in the analogy, the bodily husband is compared to the statue again.
No. So the bodily husband comes back one day.
I got your point.
She's serving the statue. So she hears the knock, husband is outside. So when the real husband itself has come, why will she continue serving the statue that time? She will leave that and go to the real husband. That way.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay,
let's chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra one round. Nam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Hare Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. See you in the next session.